And then you sit there, you watch games, you wonder, can I do this still?
For Seattle, it's first and 92 yards.
I kept the mentality that I was going to play.
But it's going to be all on him on this drive if he's going to do it. Second down and a diving catch by Metcalf. Metcalf downfield, he's got it!
Say, hey, Jax, if you're one-on-one, I'm throwing you this pill.
Lock, end zone, it is.
But before we get to that, how do we get here?
Drew, what's up, John? What's going on, baby?
I do think he's a raw talent. He's got the strongest arm of anybody in this draft class.
Lock got drafted in the second round of the 2019 NFL Draft by the Denver Broncos.
But we're looking forward to you coming in. We're really excited about it.
Man, I'm super excited. Thank you so much.
NFL analyst Lance Zerline said Lock has a good combination of size and arm talent with a solid ability to scan and process the field with good quickness. Pocket movements are sudden and twitchy, fearless and confident to make challenging throws down the field, fires ropes through constricted seams and in cover two buckets, uses eyes to move the safeties, decent deep ball touch, and gives his receivers a chance, and maintains field vision when he's on the move.
And John Elway, who's taken a lot of heat for his selection of quarterbacks as his tenure there running the Denver Broncos. Paxton Lynch was a complete bust, trying Trevor Siemian, not experiment. Case Keenum, they've already traded away. I like this one. This could be the answer, and it comes with a low risk as the 42nd overall pick. So I think John Elway played this brilliantly.
Lock came into Denver looking to be the Broncos' quarterback savior. The Broncos were in QB purgatory ever since Peyton Manning retired, and fans, as well as Lock, hoped that he was their guy.
In Denver, because Joe Flacco will be the guy week one and probably the first season.
Okay, that's how.
The original plans was to sit behind Joe Flacco for at least a year to learn and grow as a quarterback. But eventually, Drew got his chance.
Empty backfield for Lock. Lock looking end zone for Sutton, and the diving attempt, did he get it? Touchdown! Lock, end zone, touchdown! Number 2 for Sutton.
In his rookie year, in his first career start, he threw for 2 touchdowns and led a game-winning field goal drive versus the Chargers, which he may have gotten a little bit lucky on.
And Lock is looking to throw. Taking a deep shot, looking for Sutton. And it's incomplete, and there's a flag! McManus for the win, and it is good!
We're thinking that.
It's the man.
Hey, that's the real. I was pretty antsy, excited to go. Heartbeat was pounding for sure. But then once I went out there for my second drive, it was way more relaxed, and I felt super confident about it.
He then upset the Houston Texans the following week, throwing for 3 touchdowns and 300 yards. Lock finished his rookie year throwing for over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns with a 4-1 record, which tied the franchise record with most wins by a rookie quarterback. The player he tied with just happened to be John Elway, the same man that drafted him. This record-setting start came with high expectations from the Broncos and their fans.
It looks like they found their quarterback in Drew Lock. He played unbelievable coming down the stretch.
He looks good. I like the way he played. He had a good poise to him. I feel like he had good command of the game, so I'm excited for the future.
The 2020 NFL season kicked off, and Drew Lock's Bronco tenure went from good to bad pretty quickly.
Fast-breaking developments in the coronavirus emergency in the U.S. and around the world.
This morning, an NFL world in flux, but 66 of his peers will not, out of roughly 2,900 football players, representing about 2.3% of the league.
Unfortunately for Drew Lock, his sophomore season happened during the strangest NFL season of all time.
This is weird.
Is this as weird for you guys as it is for us? Where's everybody?
It was definitely really weird out there tonight.
Also, the Broncos wide receiver room was basically a mess, with their best receiver in the room being Tim Patrick. Lock only played in 13 games that year, and his numbers were definitely not as good as his rookie campaign, passing for 16 touchdowns with 15 interceptions, which was tied for the most in the NFL. He also only completed 57% of his passes, and didn't even throw for 3,000 yards. So not so great. Drew still had flashes of good quarterback play, and he was still trying to make do with what he had. The talk was still to build around Drew and get him some weapons, but that didn't happen. The Broncos tried bringing in Teddy Bridgewater to help give Lock some competition. Unfortunately for Lock, Bridgewater ended up winning the job, and Drew was no longer a starter in the National Football League.
It's disappointing. Every feeling that you could possibly have at this point in this day and this circumstance. No finger pointing, no negativity. It's going to be about me finding ways to still, make this team great.
Maybe it was bad luck, bad quarterback play, or just the Broncos rushing things with a young quarterback. But it didn't work out for Drew Lock in Denver, which had people already labeling him as a bust. Then, the Broncos got the call from Seattle.
Russell Wilson has been traded to the Denver Broncos.
It is Russell Wilson that goes to Denver. Here is the trade. Drew Lock.
Drew Lock was then traded to Seattle in the famous Russell Wilson deal. Lock never took a regular season snap in 2022.
Yeah, you always got to be ready, and that's got to be your mindset. That's the mindset that I'm going to have. I'm confident that, if my time comes, I'll be ready for it whenever. And
what do all the greats have in common?
Hard because I developed this work ethic in high school, and I realized, man, if I want to be good, I gotta wake up in the morning and I gotta do the extra work.
Is their drive?
Trying it again. Different results, but Mo Williams, the smallest guy on the floor, gets the rebound.
Is it their God-given abilities?
Number one. So I'm going to sit here and tell you I'm number one, but I'm just a really confident guy, and so for that answer, I would have to tell you one.
Or is it their confidence?
I always had a lot of belief in myself, and I always tell a lot of young quarterbacks, if you don't believe in yourself, why do you think those guys who are looking at you are going to believe in you?
I mean, I'll always be confident in my ability. There's confidence when you step out on the field as well, and that's been growing.
Now, I'm not saying Drew Lock is one of the greats in terms of like legendary status, but let's be real. Anyone that makes the NFL is great. To go from a situation like Drew Lock was in, with not many people believing in you anymore, you really only have yourself. Everyone has to overcome something. Tom Brady was picked in the 6th round and became the greatest quarterback of all time. When you don't play for an entire season, after being a starter for pretty much your whole life, that could take a toll on you.
Those are just freak accidents that happen, and someone had to come in for me. And like I said, I don't wish any negative upon anyone, but I will be preparing as if you're the starter. And that's kind of not necessarily the first time I've had to do that, but it will be a different experience, and up for the challenge and see where it takes me. Thanks, guys.
But Drew had to stay confident, prepare for every game like he was going to play, and when/if that time came, he would be ready.
I kept the mentality that I was going to play, regardless of what was going on, how I was just like, you know what, you're going to go out there and play, so just be ready to play. Found out when we got here that I was going to get the nod, and roll the dice, baby, let's go. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed. Blessed with a great group of guys, a great city, great coaching staff. The boys around me rallied tonight, and it just, gosh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so proud of everybody tonight.
For Seattle, it's 1st and 92 yards. But it's going to be all on him on this drive if he's going to do it. 2nd down and a diving catch by Metcalf. Block incomplete for Charbonnet. Lock almost fitted into Lockett as Cunningham. Lock airs it out. Metcalf downfield. He's got it. And out of bounds to stop the clock at the 20. Lock, end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
And
when I needed to make a tough throw into a tight window, our wide receivers are there.
If you're one-on-one, I'm throwing you this pill. Sure enough. Gave us a one-on-one look. Corner was soft. Jax hit him with some speed. Back pylon, back box throw. Came down with it. Or at least what feels like a really long time to me. And then you sit there, you watch games, you wonder, can I do this still? I haven't been out there on the field. That's the human nature of it. You get back out there last week, and I'm like, you know what? I'm the man still. I can go do this.